Holy shit.
Need for Speed Unbound has been out for I think about 1.5 years now, and after a really shitty launch, I finally decided to come back and play this game for all of its glory.
Yo, what up? It's Rocky.
Now, as you know, your boy woovy is one of the greatest game reviewers on YouTube. So,
before this video, I want you to know that I am not a critic and this video is entirely my opinion, as I am trying to give you an honest review from my perspective.
anyway, let's start the video with... Starting off, there's a lot of different kinds of cops that chase you as you play the game. They get harder and harder to take down the more your heat goes up, like in any other Need for Speed game with cops in it. This includes the patrol unit. Regular police cars that aren't as hard-hitting and are very easy to outmaneuver. Next is the AWD unit. They will chase you off the road and hit you pretty hard.
They only activate after you hit heat level 2.
After that, at heat level 3, you start to see the more stronger cops. The Interceptor, while not heavily resilient to attacks, is insanely fast and will stay on your tail for as long as possible. At heat level 4, the undercover cops start to chase you also. These are also mixed in with the helicopter, which is the most annoying enemy to deal with. The undercover cops are self-explanatory as they are not on the minimap, which makes you have to keep an eye out for one. The helicopters can see you 90% of the time. Unless you were in the city, you are going to get spotted by this rodent. The only counter to the helicopter is hiding under tunnels or bridges. Finally, at heat level 5, we have the heavy boy. The heavy is the strongest enemy in the game. You are not likely to take this car out at all. Essentially, it's a brick on wheels. Normally, it will not take heavy damage to your car at all, meaning that if you are hit by this thing, good luck. Obviously, there are also different kinds of races in the game. These races range from street races.
Bro, that 40-meter distance just lost me like 4K.
To sprint races, to the newest addition that this game has called takeovers. I don't know if you can really call this a race, but basically all you do is try the most tricks as possible in a given amount of time on a small track and beat out the scores of the other opponents. Simple, somewhat original. There's also a bunch of cars in this game too, so that's also a bonus. However, the game has a mechanic I feel is too heavily relied upon. I'm talking about the 3-bar yellow boost, or whatever you call it. On corners, this thing dominates, making it essential to build a boost on close call racing. While it's not a horrible feature, I think it's just overutilized in a way. I don't know, that's just me. Oh, and the game has multiplayer.
All fucking righteous fucking Nick.
Need for Speed Unbound's future was foretold by its launch. In my opinion, a lot of bad decisions killed this game for me when I initially got it. One of the many bad decisions was making the multiplayer separate from the story mode. While you can be a millionaire on multiplayer, you can still be dirt poor on story mode. And the multiplayer is not horrible. Need for Speed Unbound also has its own new game mode called Link Ups. There's a reason why I'm mentioning this game mode here. Link Ups are actually really fun, and essentially what they are is a random bubble appears on the map where you and all the other players in the server come and do tricks.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
All while evading the police. This is a great little addition to the multiplayer. However, multiplayer does have its flaws. Essentially, on multiplayer, the way to unlock cars is by leveling up and doing challenges. These challenges can range from winning 90 races in one class. Class meaning S class, B class, C class, that kind of thing. Or doing a certain amount of tricks over and over again. This is fucking stupid. So you're telling me, even with the apparent hidden garage limit, even if I wanted to get all the cars in the game, which I can't, it would take me hundreds of hours to do so because it takes hours to do these quests. Naturally, this wouldn't be a problem because a good grind is a good grind. But on multiplayer, the races come in sets of 3s. This makes the races last about 15 minutes long per match. This makes you have to do senseless grinding for hours just to get one car. It's not even original races either. It's the same races over and over. And yeah, you can argue the same thing for other racing games, but the map is tiny here. These are the things that killed the game for me on arrival. A lot of people say that the game also failed due to COVID, which, not gonna lie, that is a reason. Even though COVID was pretty much out of the picture by this point, the PS5 was still in a really high demand, and the game only released for next gen consoles. So good luck trying to play this on your PS4. Remember, the game is not horrible, but it's not the greatest Need for Speed, and it never will be. No amount of ASAP Rocky will make me like this game. Maybe just a little bit.
It's a love for my and crash with this beat. I think the love for my that I smash every week.
I put it to you like this. You dust me in this, I'll let you have that.
Not any more than that. This game doesn't even get updated enough for me to consistently come back to it. I could stop playing this game for months and come back with no new update. So Need for Speed Unbound is a okay game. It is not a good game. It is not a great game. It's an okay game. On the woovy scale, it gets a solid 5 out of 10.
Subscribe to woovy, 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 subscribe to woovy.